Outcast, Second Contact. Easy on the wallet, but is it worth your time?
No. No, it's not, Shea. 0 out of 10. This is Broken Gaming.
Welcome, absolutely everyone, to Broke and Gaming. I'm your host, Shea.
I am your other host, Dan, and we are liars. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, in the year of our Lord 2024, we have not kept to our recording schedule even once. And part of that is, and I think I can fairly comfortably say that I can speak for both of us here when I say a lot of it has to do with burnout. We're tired of playing garbage for garbage's sake. And as much as our opening today was a bit, I think it's time, Shea. It's time to change things up.
It sure is, Dan.
So we're going to be changing the format. We're kind of still figuring this out as we go along, but that's kind of the exciting thing about it. But we will stick to a couple rigid things, such as, hey Shea, what have you been playing recently?
Well, Dan, it's been Cyberpunk 2077 for, I would say, about 100% of my gameplay hours recently.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just following the story of V and definitely not John Wick.
Yeah. First of all, you can't ever say that any two Keanu Reeves characters were ever the same.
No, of course
He's got
not.
Such range.
Exactly.
I genuinely do like Keanu Reeves. However, there's almost no differentiation between Guy from Speed and Constantine.
He's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that he's done.
Just pretty much the same thing.
Seems like a lovely human being, but I would say zero range.
Yeah, man, I want to sit on a bench with him and eat a sandwich for sure, but...
And that would be the same character that he played in John Wick.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, Johnny Silverhands is a real pain in the ass. So, okay, what archetype did you go with, first of all? Like, your starting point?
Oh, boy.
Are you Corpo? Are you a
street
nomad?
Kid. Obviously, a street kid.
Yeah, what was I even thinking by asking
exactly
that?
I mean, nomad seems up my alley, but then the way that they like phrased the description of a nomad, like, I forget what it is, but something about it made me uncomfortable with it, and so I was like, street kid it is. And also that's been like very clearly the most helpful background so far in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Corpo, I don't know why. I get why you would choose that, I guess, but it didn't appeal to me. I think I did end up going nomad specifically because, like, that idea of being the outsider to Night City, I was like, that seems like a fun way to go with it. Like, really diving into some shit you don't understand.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really end up being the case, but,
nah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I didn't realize that you don't get a sniper rifle until about a third of the way through the game. So I was like,
decent chunk, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, let's lean heavily into whatever stat it is that makes you better at sniper rifles. And, well, let's just say that was a waste of time. So we're back on assault rifles, baby.
Fair.
Yeah. Assault rifles and cybernetics.
Dude, the cybernetics are very fun.
They sure fucking are, dog. I like that one of the cybernetics that I think you get as a reward for a quest is just a tattoo.
Yeah, basically.
which is very cool.
But, like, shutting down people's nervous systems from a distance is, like...
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. I'm really starting to lean into... I was kind of focused on... I was, like, weapon heavy at the beginning because I wasn't sure how the game was going to play out. But I'm kind of leaning into the cybernetics now and just like fucking shit up with cameras and like no one can see me because I blow out their eyes all the time.
Yep.
It's a good old time. I really, really fucking enjoy that game. The words that come out of V's mouth occasionally in this game are just so cringy a lot of the time. That being said, I do remember when it came out, there was like a lot of chatter about how fucking buggy it was, and I'm sure that it was. But I am
At
happy to
launch,
report,
yeah.
yeah, I am happy to report that 4 fucking years later, they've mostly smoothed those over.
Well, that's good to know at least.
Yeah, so the real heroes over at CD Projekt Red are doing the tech lord's work, I guess.
There we go.
Anyway, Dan, off of that fucking awful joke, what have you been playing?
Oh man, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, baby, so good. I mean, I have issues with it, but I'm having so much fucking fun.
Yeah,
So,
Cloud in his little sweater,
yep, in his little turtleneck sweater, sleeveless
sleeveless
turtleneck
turtleneck
sweater.
sweater.
Straight out of a Lonely Island video or something. So, okay, a couple things here. First of all, it's gorgeous, as well it should be at this point from a AAA title in the century that we're in. But
Yeah,
it's such its own thing. Like, even in comparison to some other Final Fantasies, like, it is extremely singular. And they're, like, pulling from everything that made Square Enix what it is today. Sometimes, to its detriment. Um, like, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. There's some real silly bullshit in this, like, side questy stuff. Okay.
like Mickey Mouse being the king of.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
crazy.
whatever.
Like, you're supposed to fight a basilisk and they just put mouse ears on it. No, well, okay, so in what is very much so a Kingdom Hearts type thing, there are Mog houses scattered around, and you have to play a mini game in which you corral Moogles in order to shop from there. It's
Why not?
yeah. Like, I've only done it once. I think they said there's like 5 or 6 in this game, but it's not a well-structured minigame. Like, by corral, it just means you run at them from a direction and kind of bump them like you're a fucking like you're playing Rocket League.
Yeah, sure.
But like, they can run if they see you coming. They can also attack you with bombs and and different spells and whatever. And if you get hit 3 times, you lose. It's so unnecessary. All parts of it.
Yeah.
And not fun. Like, it's not well crafted. Like, that part of it, I'm like, this is silly.
And this is all just a shop?
Yeah. It's to spend Moogle medals on extremely rare items. I think the thing that's jarring right now is that a bunch of the things that they did for the battle system, for the upgrading system, for everything for Remake, they were like, that was cool, now here's this. And just completely scrapped all of it. Like, there's still a grid system, but now it's character-based instead of weapon-based. And every time you level up, you get 5 SP to spend toward all of these things. And, like, it'll be like team-up attacks and stuff, which is dope. That's a great idea.
Like in Sea of Stars?
A little bit.
And another game that I've dipped the tip of a toe into?
Yeah,
recently.
I do want to dive deeper into that, but...
Dog, that game is so good. I don't mean to jump across to...
No, but like, JRPGs just are good.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is.
Best genre. Best genre.
It really is. I'm starting to think so. And by starting, I mean 70,000 hours deep into believing that wholeheartedly.
For sure. So, the big difference between Remake and Rebirth thus far is option. Like, it's fairly linear in Remake. Like, it's scenarios, and you can kind of move around within a scenario, but like, once you're done with it, you're done with it.
Yeah.
And there's no turning back.
Yeah.
Whereas they just drop you in a massive fucking field once you get going in this. It's about 3 hours in, maybe, and that's after doing everything that was in the trailer,
Okay.
which is the Nibelheim incident where Sephiroth became like fucking Sephiroth.
Hey,
You
you
do
want to
it.
know something fun, real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. You saying everything in the trailer made me realize that because I don't have a PS5, I don't know that I knew that this game released. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it released on Leap Day.
Yeah, because obviously it's not on the PS4, which is what I have.
Correct.
So I did not see any fucking advertising for this motherfucker.
Probably true. Um okay, yeah. No, that tracks. Well, what's funnier still is that like the first two characters you take control of when you start the game
Uh,
is Zack, who if you don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII or its lore or anything is extremely confusing, and then Sephiroth. Like
super.
those are the first two people you play as. And
I
so it's
Can I just? It's really funny to me that there's a guy in Final Fantasy named Zack. I don't
yeah, right?
like that's so stupid.
Yep. Tifa, Yuffie, Barrett, or
Right?
Soup Boy if you're
Yeah, right.
nasty.
Yeah,
And then Zack.
yeah,
Just my
yeah.
boy
You got
Zack.
fucking Cloud and Sephiroth and their buddy Zack.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Fellow soldier. Like I don't want to get into spoiler stuff for anybody who's playing Final Fantasy for the first time, but like Zack is the whole thing is very confusing and very Square Enix, and it's great.
He's Cloud's father and his son.
That's
So.
correct. Yep. Well, we should have told people to cover their ears, I guess. Um, but dude, they stack this with so much stuff. There is a new card game system,
Oh, good.
which is like a staple of Final Fantasy games for a little while. Like there was Triple Triad and whatever. And it's a 3x5 grid that you're able to put cards down into. I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but it's called Queen's Blood. It's actually very fun. There's a lot of strategy to it. It's got a bit of a chess component to it. I dig it.
Very cool.
So that's Time Waster number 1. Time Waster number 2 is because you did play Remake, right?
A good chunk of it, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the kid that would give you missions
Oh, fuck
and then
that
give
dude.
you materia?
What's his name? Hold on, it'll come to me. It's something stupid. Fuck. What's his name?
Chadley.
Chadley. Oh my god.
Yep. So Chadley is back and plays a very ubiquitous role in that basically everything that you do in the open world is directly given to you by Chadley. Like, hey, can you go check out this materia spring? Hey, can you go battle this rare enemy type so I can do research? Oh, hey, look over there. There's a thing. Can you chase these bandits and get this proto fucking relic thing?
Yeah.
All of it goes through Chadley.
Yeah.
All of it. And now you have a wrist communicator type
Oh
deal
no. Yep.
where he can just fucking get in touch with you whenever he wants.
This is why you don't give your number to clients.
Dead right.
Otherwise, you'll be a fucking royal prince doing errands for someone at a garage for 45 hours.
Now, funny you should mention that. Because
Cameo
every
by
time you
Noctis.
every time you get to a settlement, there is like a, hey, would you mind terribly going and seeing why this thing happened? And you go, sure thing. And then you go and do the thing. There's now party experience, and that is how you gain party experience. Like, it's a separate thing for, like, synergy and shit like that.
Sure.
Also, in your downtime, you can talk to people individually, like your party members individually, and work on your relationships with them.
Yeah. They said, oh, Baldur's Gate.
Well, it was a thing in Final Fantasy VII, like the original Final Fantasy VII. It's just they did it quietly, and it affected exactly one part of the game that I can recall, which is a date night at the Golden Saucer. And depending on whose relationship you've worked on the most, that's who you ride on the Ferris wheel with. So it's either, I think it's Tifa, Yuffie, Aerith, or Barrett. Like if you're really fucked up. It's actually pretty great.
When he gets to the top of the Ferris wheel, he leans in real close and he whispers, "Call me Soup Boy." right in
That's
your
right.
ear.
That's right. But now they have, like, anytime you're in like a town where everybody just kind of separates,
Uh-huh.
there's a little like emoji bubble over
Uh-huh.
top, like very, very small. It's not like, but like how they currently feel toward you. And
Okay.
everybody right now is just a gray, just straight line mouth face from the jump. Like that's the default. And I like you're given Mass Effect style dialogue trees, and
Okay.
depending on what you say, you can increase that with them. But because Cloud is so like sullen and robotic a lot of the time, you don't know how the line is going to be delivered, which is actually pretty awesome.
Right.
Because it'll be like, I knew I could count on you, and he'll just be like, I
Huh.
knew I could count on you. And then Red 13's like, all right, man, like you don't have to
Dog,
be
if you don't
sarcastic.
want to be friends, like you just say so.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, there's just so much going on. You got chocobos now, like pretty quickly. I would
Yeah.
recommend for anybody who does plan on playing this, if you're like me and you want to explore before you get into the meat of what you're supposed to be doing, fight that fucking urge, because you're gonna have to triple back on some of the stuff if you don't just go get the chocobo as soon as you're able to. Like, I'm now retracing all of my steps in a pretty decently big map
Oof.
because I did the thing I always do where it's like, oh, I bet I can find all the secret shit before I have to move on. Because that's a JRPG thing of
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you get it in your head of like, if I move ahead with the story, I'm not going to be able to find these things.
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
fully ingrained into the way that I play games. Doesn't matter what I'm playing. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I better clear out every single fucking corner of this game.
No
Even on
stone unturned.
exactly. Even on fucking Shadowrun Returns, which I also have been playing a lot of recently, been streaming it over on Twitch as well. But even in Shadowrun Returns, where it was like you can maybe find one item that's you've like already out geared, I still go to every single corner of every map that I'm in
Dude, crazy. Yeah, I mean, I do the exact same thing.
for no reward. Specifically in that game, for no reward.
Oh, yeah.
I'm honestly, Dan, I think I've gotten to the point of the game where they don't have those items anymore. Like,
That's probably, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually. I think you're right. Man. But yeah, I'm having a blast. Okay, last thing I'll say, criticism-wise, maybe a bit too much hand-holding. There are certain things on the map that, like, there are clear indicators. So there's fast travel, which is great for a big map. Can't do it until you have a chocobo. So, kids, I'm being serious. Go get that goddamn chocobo. But there are, like, chocobo stops, and you're led to them by, like, a chocobo chick. Like a little tiny one.
Yeah.
And, like, they start pointing you in the direction so far from where they actually are. And I'm like, I could have found this. But
Right.
also, I'm doing something. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
There are these red birds that take you to the springs, and they hoot like owls, even though they look nothing like owls. And they start appearing like way far away from where the thing is supposed to be. And they'll still keep appearing even after I've discovered them, which that I do not care for. So that I have to actually go into the settings and see if there's a way to turn that shit off, because it's ruining some of the fun of discovery.
Yeah.
Which, for an open world game especially, I love that shit. But yeah, no, this is it's a lot of fun. Did you play Horizon Zero Dawn?
I sure tried, Dan. No, I think I told you about this before. Not on the show, but so I'll air my shame for everybody to know.
Yeah.
I did not invest in traps nearly enough in that game.
You did tell me this.
So I got to a cave, which is like a like it's a bottle, basically. You can't get out until you defeat the boss at the end. And the way that you beat the boss at the end is by laying traps. So I got fucked for about, I don't know, probably 2 weeks of playing that game, and then I was
Hell
just
yeah.
like, fuck this.
Love
That
it.
being said, I did buy it when it was on sale for like $4 a little while ago. So
Wow.
eventually I will start a new game because I think it's been long enough that I will not be pissed off by having to go through the early game again
Yeah.
to start
Uh,
over. So,
did you get to the big satellite giraffe
no,
brontosaurus things
no,
ever?
Dan. No.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
So in Horizon Zero Dawn, there are these like big fuck off, long neck robot dudes, and they're either modeled after like I guess a brontosaurus isn't a real thing, brachiosaur, yeah, sure, or a giraffe or whatever, but their head is like, it's like a big fucking satellite dish,
Yeah.
and once you climb them, it'll give you like a lay of the land.
Okay.
They do that in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but on a much smaller scale. It's like here's what's in
Okay.
the immediate area.
Yeah.
And you turn it on with a Chad device because Chadley is Chadley is everything now.
I There's no reason to, Dan, but I fucking hate that kid so much.
I think he's charming. I didn't realize he was an android. Did they explicitly state that at some point and I missed it?
Maybe. Certainly not
He's
in the part of the game that I played.
yeah, he's an android built by Hojo, which is like the mad scientist of the Final Fantasy world.
You know what, Dan?
And
I gotta be honest with you. He may have said it to me the first time he talked to me, but I skipped through that kid's dialogue so fast.
He's yeah, and oh, you'll love this even more.
Oh
Now he
boy.
has an AI
Nope.
companion
Of
named
course.
Mai who just looks like him but female presenting,
Oh god.
and I think only appears when they call you on your receiver thing.
He gave Cloud his anime pillow girl.
It's that's it. That's exactly it. Oh no. I hate it.
Anyway, follow the show. We're on Instagram
Ugh.
and Facebook.
Well, actually, yeah. We're almost, yeah. So I do want to do a little something extra. If you haven't figured out, we genuinely are not covering Outcast because
It's suck balls.
it broke us.
Yeah.
If you feel like playing as rip-offs based Nathan Drake, fucking have at it. But no, it's genuinely a 0 out of 10. I want nothing to do with that anymore.
Yeah.
Since we normally end with a quiz, I've had this in my back pocket for at least a year. When I would do research for our quizzes, I would sometimes like look up sample questions for something I was thinking about. And I've had this bookmarked for so long because it's just really bad.
Yeah.
And the reason I did is because it has the audacity to call itself the ultimate video game quiz.
Oh, good.
So just for funsies, hey Shea, you want to play a game?
I'd love to, Dan.
All right, cool. So I'm going to read their pre-written preamble. This is on a website called Beano, which I thought was
gonna give you a virus.
No, well, that might be true. I did decline all cookies. I thought Beano was like a pill that you took to help with gas problems, but I'm not a joke. I think that is what that's called. But you a
but this site got the fucking website first, Dan, so
That's
fuck
right.
that.
That's right. It's a .com. They fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Are you a video game virtuoso or a software smithy? I don't know what that means. Put your gaming knowledge to the test with this epic quiz. This was written by the Beano quiz team, so this is as official as it gets on this site. Everyone loves gaming,
just
right?
Real quick,
Go ahead.
Dan. Was 80 or 100% of this staff fired from BuzzFeed?
I think they were rejected before they even had a chance. Like, I don't think they ever had a chance to work for BuzzFeed.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't mean
that's
to cut you
perfect.
off.
Everyone loves gaming, right? You bet. But it's one thing to being great at it. How much do you really know about it? Like, really know about it? Shea, I hate this. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Bookmarked for over a year.
Yeah.
Gaming is a huge deal.
The creative writing degree that Daddy paid for is really paying off here.
It's not even clever enough to be AI written. That's at least what I'm taking solace in.
Yeah, probably
Gaming
because
is
they can't afford to incorporate AI into their site.
arguably true. Gaming is a huge deal with a long history around the world and loads of amazing inventions along the way. For example, what's the best-selling PlayStation game of all time? What was the inspiration behind Pokemon? And what was the scratch and sniff FIFA disc all about? Yep, you'll need to be a real hardcore gamer to get 100% on this epic video game quiz. Second use of the word epic. Love it. Ready, here we go.
I really hope that when they say epic twice to describe this quiz, it turns out to be 5 questions.
It is 14.
Okay, all right.
And look, this is, here we go. It just, I don't even want to set it up anymore.
Dan, just give it to me.
You're gonna love it.
Just give it to me.
All right, question 1, Shea. What's Luigi's favorite food? Is it sausages and mash, pizza, a cheese toasty, or roast beef?
I mean, I'm going to guess pizza, because Italian and old, but sure.
Yeah. All right, so now we have a baseline for what this quiz is going to be. It's real obscure,
hardcore stuff.
Yep. All right. So in that vein, what year was PlayStation 5 released?
Fuck off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not giving it the credit that it's due. When was the PlayStation 5 released? Was it January 2020, June 2020, November 2020, or January 2021?
I mean, honestly, Dan, I don't know the answer to this, but like the exact answer, I should say. Usually consoles come out around Thanksgiving, so if one of the answers was November,
yep,
then that's the one I'm going with. This is like such surface level bullshit. If you had come to this quiz asking me about when the Sega Saturn, right? That's a console. Yeah. If you'd asked me about that release date, I might be able to think about calling this quiz epic. But to ask about the PS5 when that was released,
the most recently released console,
right? Fuck off.
Up next, number 3. What was the first commercially successful video game? Pong, Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario Bros., or Shaq Fu?
Man, I would love for the answer to be Shaq Fu, but it's Pong, right?
Well, it's kind of like, I'll be honest, I do not know the answer.
This is an ambiguous fucking question, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be commercially successful?
Right. Yes.
I'm still going with
correct. Pong. I think we've actually covered this as a real question before, but I don't want to give credence to what this fucking monstrosity is, but what is the best-selling video game of all time?
Oh god, we did fucking cover this, yeah.
Red Dead 2, FIFA 18, Minecraft, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3?
One of those it's got to be Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 they thought was that's not even the best Modern Warfare.
Right? Well, it almost feels... I think they did that really cool thing of, like, the last answer is always the, like, jokey answer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I think that's what they're doing.
Gotcha.
But we'll see how effectively used that is, too. What inspired games maker Satoshi Tajiri to create Pokemon? A dream? Butterflies? An old TV show? Or his mum? Oh, they're British, BuzzFeed. I got it. Ah.
Cool. Who cares? I mean, probably butterflies.
Yeah, I think this was actually disproven, but he was, like, really fascinated with entomology. I do know that for a fact. So I guess it's butterflies. I think it was generalized insects, but not important. What is the name? Okay, look, it's visual. It doesn't matter. It's Bomberman. There are literally 3 joke answers to this one.
Okay.
It is a picture of Bomberman, and it says, what is the name of this character? Is it Marvin the Martian?
Nope.
Bomberman, Ben Folds, or Sir Michael Redgrave? Epic. Shea.
Yeah.
Epic.
How many more questions do we have?
We're halfway.
Oh my god.
Well, we're doing a lot of commentary on how great this is, so
I know.
that's partially on us. What is a frag? Number of
Like,
things you have killed in a game, a cheat code, a French bag, or a burrowing marsupial that lives in the South Australian outback that feeds on grubs, rocks, and dice. Fucking
what?
what?
I'd like to know what that answer really is. I mean, it's a grenade, isn't it?
A frag grenade is a classification of grenade. Yeah.
Fragmentation grenade.
Yeah. I believe
I
it's
don't know
just
what I don't know what a
number of
frag
things that you
is.
killed,
Okay,
I think.
that sounds good.
Yep. What is the biggest selling video games of all time? Now, hold on.
Yeah.
We've already had best selling game of all time.
Yep.
This is biggest selling video games of all time. So are they saying franchise?
I guess we'll find out in a second.
Okay. So the answers are Minecraft, Roblox, FIFA, and The Sims. Roblox is free.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And
The Sims actually now is also free.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the base game is free for everyone.
For Sims 4?
Yeah.
Or whichever one. Yeah. I do kind of almost feel like it might be The Sims, but like FIFA is a strong possibility.
Let me see when the first FIFA game came out.
Sure.
Oh, 1993.
That.
Okay. That's pretty long ago. I'm going to go FIFA,
Okay.
I think.
Presuming that we know what that question is supposed to be asking, yes.
Right. If the question is about most successful franchises, I believe it's FIFA. Because I don't know that I could say that Minecraft is a franchise.
Right.
So
I wish I could be screen sharing right now, because this is
dog, right?
the pictures that go along with these. Okay, question number 9 is a picture of a GameCube controller. So obviously the question is, what is the armored vehicle in Halo called? Is it Sir Kill-A-Lot,
No.
Bashor, Rocksteady, or Warthog?
That's a warthog, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not any of the other three.
No.
So. But there was a second where I was like, is there a right answer in this list?
Right? What was Sonic the Hedgehog's original name?
Oh,
Fast Blue Hedgehog, Colin the Hedgehog, Mr. Needlemouse, or Steven?
It's Mr. Needlemouse, I think, wasn't it?
Yep.
I like the idea of making a game called Fast Blue Hedgehog, though.
Yeah.
And then make it a green dog. Like,
yeah. Yes. I mean, given the visuals versus the questions in this.
Fast Blue Hedgehog doesn't come in until the second game.
Right. Yeah. He's the secret playable character and also optional boss.
He's the shopkeeper in the first game.
What is the name of Ratchet's killer robot friend? Is it Clank, Clunk,
Yes.
Bonk, or Bungo?
Are you serious? Bungo?
Bungo.
Get the fuck out of here. It's Clank.
Yep. UK versions of FIFA 2001 were on a smell the pitch, scratch and sniff disc. True or false?
I mean, I guess since they referenced it in the lead up to the quiz, I'm going to say true.
In the epic lead up for an epic quiz.
Sorry, yes.
What is
right.
the fictional language in The Sims?
Simlish.
Correct.
Come on.
Do you want to know the
I'm
other?
sorry. Are these deep cuts?
It's epic.
I mean, like some of these
Shea.
I don't know because I don't care to study anything, but like
They're like, but like it's statistics versus and knowledge, and also a true and false that they have already given you the answer for, and
right.
weird like flavor text nonsense of Louisiana pizza, presumably. Yeah, the other answers for that were Simian, Somali, which let's be careful, and Cemento.
Yeah. Good.
And
cool.
finally,
Oh, thank God.
how many PlayStation 4 consoles have been sold? 5 million, 56 million, 62.5 million, over 102 million.
What's like a reasonable number for video game consoles to sell?
I believe the PlayStation 4 might be the best-selling console of all time. I'm saying that very confidently and without any real knowledge.
I believe we talked about this already.
I think so, but
Yeah.
My mind is
I
a
want to
sieve.
say it's over 102 million, but that seems high.
It seems high.
I feel like 5 million number is like a game rather than
Yeah.
the consoles.
If a game
Um,
doesn't sell 5 million copies, it feels like it's possibly a commercial flop.
right. Cyberpunk sold like 3 million copies and they were like, "Well, we broke even."
Kinda.
I'm going to say that 62
Point
62
5
million?
because there's also like a specificity to it.
Yeah. Sure. I'll go with that one.
Well, that was wrong.
Ah.
That's all right. Oh, this is a bad photo. So our score was 12 out of 14.
Okay.
Pretty good. It was over 102 million.
Really?
Yeah. What else did we get wrong? Okay.
Oh wow. PlayStation
Okay.
4 has sold 117.2 million
That's
units.
crazy. So here, okay. The other one that we got wrong was so what is the best-selling video game of all time? Minecraft.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got that right.
Okay.
What is the biggest selling video games of all time? Also Minecraft. So
No, hold on a second.
basically they just asked us the same question, and one was written by a 7-year-old.
Cool.
Great. Well, that's 12 points added to the new non-existent big board for epicness.
Hey, just a real quick update here, Dan.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation 4 has outsold the Wii. PlayStation 4 is 5th on the list. Do you have any guesses what the 4 above it are?
Wait, so Wii is
7th. The Wii is 7th.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I will tell you that PlayStation consoles bookend the top 5. The other 3 are from the same company. And inexplicably, number 4 is a combination of 2 consoles. So, don't know what that is, but
oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah.
PlayStation 2, I think,
Correct. Yeah.
was the highest selling for PlayStation, now that I'm really thinking about it.
More than 155 million
Sure.
units. Yeah.
And you're okay. So you're saying that bookends it?
Yeah. So PlayStation 2 is first, PlayStation 4 is 5th, and in between there are 3 consoles from the same company.
Presumably Nintendo consoles.
Yes.
Are they counting handhelds?
Yes.
Okay. So DS.
Yep. Second.
Switch is probably up there now.
Yep.
Because of the
Third.
pandemic. And another Nintendo console. I mean, I don't think Super Nintendo, but it stands to reason it could be.
It is not the Super Nintendo. It is the combined sales of the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color.
Oh, well.
Don't know why those two are combined, but whatever. Number 6 would be the original PlayStation.
Oh, interesting. I really thought Wii was up there because they were buying them for like retirement communities and stuff for bowling.
So I think the Wii has probably been lapped by the PlayStation 4 and the Switch because both of those consoles had a much longer shelf life than the Wii did.
True.
The Wii U came out... Actually, let me see. The Wii U came out 6 years after... Oh, I guess it's not that much different. The Wii U came out 6 years after the Wii, and the PlayStation 4 came out 7 years after the PlayStation 3.
Right. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, anyway, there's the top 5 of consoles.
Interesting. Okay. Last bit of like news I wanted to cover just because it's something that's going on right now. Shea and I talked just amongst ourselves about how bad the Borderlands movie trailer looks.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen anything going on with Gearbox recently?
No.
So Gearbox was bought up in that like massive Embracer buying spree. Do you know anything about this?
Probably, but not well enough that you could, ask me to tell you any fact from it.
Fair. So the Embracer Group was what Nordic Games was, and
THQ
Nordic, and then they rebrand into the Embracer Group.
Yep.
And then they bought up a bunch of shit.
So much shit. Yeah.
Like, as of press time, they have 12 operating groups, which include Asmodee, Coffee Stain Studios, Dark Horse Comics.
Okay.
Yeah. Gearbox, Saber Interactive, THQ Nordic, Middle Earth Enterprises.
Oh, boy.
And they are in some real financial fucking trouble. So,
Gee, wonder why.
yeah. So I think Gearbox is possibly going to try to buy themselves back or out,
Yeah.
and that's been like kind of an unheard of thing. Like to as a company just be like, "Yo, fuck all this. Like we're out. Like just give us all of our shit back."
Yeah.
As of September of last year, they have 129 games in development. Or no, internal game development studios. Apologies. Like under the Embracer banner.
That is quite a few.
It's a whole bunch. So
Yep.
they're going through this restructuring and it's not going great. So yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on what happens. Because like as much as the Borderlands movie looks like trash, by and large, you and I have both enjoyed the Borderlands games. And if it does come to be that like the studio just folds and the last piece of media that's released is this dog shit movie, it's gonna be upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially after I don't know that I would say that they shit the bed with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but
It's just fine. It doesn't
yeah.
feel totally right, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
Yeah.
serviceable.
Speaking of things that are bad in the fucking Borderlands movie trailer,
Yeah.
god damn, Tiny Tina. I'm sure that woman's doing her best, but just
Okay.
so like not Tiny Tina and yet still somehow caustic, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Like, do you like Eli Roth?
I did and have not seen a lot of them in a while.
Okay. I mean, I don't really care for the Hostile franchise because I don't dig on the torture porn genre.
Ah, well.
This yeah, I know.
You want to talk about a movie rising a franchise from the ashes? It was Saw X, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, Saw X was fucking good. I don't know that we talked about it on this
I don't think we
podcast,
did.
but Saw X was fucking good. It was a Saw movie for sure, but it was also like a movie. They were like, what if we had a
Have a
story?
real plot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Novel.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I would recommend you watch it.
Okay.
Well, maybe not you, Dan. I don't know.
I, I the Hostel thing I think was just too much for me, and I
Yeah.
didn't watch Green Inferno. I don't care about stuff like the Piranha films. So Eli Roth's oeuvre just doesn't appeal to me as a
Hey,
whole.
you see Daryl Sabaro's ball sack in the Green Inferno.
Oh well, in that case. But yeah, so I guess this is the format now. We're just gonna
Yeah.
fucking have fun. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. We'll see. We'll see what other people think. We are working on some things, and without giving too much away, because we're getting everything into place. We are looking to form a party. So make of that what you will, and we may have an announcement coming up soon-ish if we can get everything lined up. But
Yeah.
I guess that's just about going to do it for us. As always, even in these new times, you can follow us on social media at BNG Pod on Instagram and Broken Gaming on Facebook. We will still be posting custom artwork for every episode. I don't know what it'll be yet. But I'm excited to find out. We'll also still post sales that you should be aware of that we call cheap codes.
Yeah. If you wanted to grab a game that my dental hygienist recommended the last time I went to the dentist for $1.99, you would have found out about it by following us on Facebook.
That's right.
If you'd like to share the show, you could do so using our hosting site, which is anchor.fm/bngpod. And if you want to follow us on Twitch, where I stream every other week. Right now I'm in kind of a Shadowrun Returns groove. After that's over, I will probably get back to Disco Elysium, but you never know what game I'll be playing over there. You could do so at twitch.tv/BNG podcast. And then if you want to catch those streams forever and ever, where you can listen to me tirade about how Jake Armitage the protagonist from the original Shadowrun game does not belong in Shadowrun Returns. You can do so by following us on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BrokeNGamingPodcast.
And if you'd like to send us an email for any reason, games that we should look into just for the hell of it, or comments on the new format, or suggestions for what we could do differently, you can do so at brokeandgamingpod@gmail.com. That is going to do it for us today. We will not be announcing what we'll be playing next time. You'll just have to tune in and find out. But until then, goodbye, absolutely everyone.
Goodbye.